Shalom, all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ruach Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ruach Kwadash. So this is Jude 1 and 6, right? Pretty much, I'm going to read this here. I've got a few scriptures regarding the flesh, pretty much, because I was pretty much meditating on this flesh that we're in being weak, susceptible to injury, susceptible to evil thoughts, all these things that we fight in the flesh. Because I was thinking about this because I was doing a bit of training yesterday, and I injured my lower back, just it kicked the injury like it's really strained, movements are hurting me basically at the moment. So I'm just meditating on this flesh being weak, The flesh is weak, man. We need to be changed, man. All right? You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, and you already feel broken down, really. And that's because of this, because we're, basically we sinned, man. So this is part of our hell, all right? So this is Jude 1 and 6. It says, "And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day." That's right. And those angels is referring to us, basically, the believers in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. We're the angels, man, which kept not our first estate. All right. And it says, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains, which them everlasting chains is here on earth, the flesh that we're in. These bodies are everlasting chains, man. That's why we can't be proud, man. We can't be puffed up and proud or think of ourselves greater than one another or anything like that. And if you do, you got to check yourself, because, we're in hell, man. And we're in these vessels the Lord's got us in are just susceptible to all kind of demons, injuries, pain. These are these everlasting chains unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day, which the great day is Yahweh Shai's return, right? To deliver us. But until then, till the Lord returns, man, we're in this flesh, even right now, not making it about myself, for example, but I'm in a bit of pain right now, but I was thinking about I'm in a pain in my lower back, like any kind of walking movement's hurting me at the moment. And I still got to, handle things in this society, go out and, do what you got to do, basically, get shopping, whatever it is you're doing. But and that I'm not the only one. Brothers in general are in pain in this truth, man. Brothers that go through pain, young men, but we know the knowledge. So we have ailments and we're ill, pain, stomach pains, back pains, bodily ailments. But that's these chains we're in, bro. So we need to be delivered. We need to be changed. So the everlasting chains unto darkness is these bodies that we're in, unto the judgment of the great day. So when Yahweh Shai returns, Lord willing, we want that twinkling of an eye change. We want to be changed into them new bodies. Because this body we're in now is not going to inherit the new world to come. We have to be transformed, which we're waiting for Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to give that to us, man. Okay, so let me read this here. I got this one here. Got a few written down, but I wanted to read this one as well. This is 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. All right, 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. It says, "And least I should be," and this is the Apostle Paul speaking, right? Because Apostle Paul, he was a man that was, in the spirit, he had to go places to teach, going through things, going through all kind of infirmities, man. But for a reason, and he says it here, he was going through all kind of stuff. But there's one thing it says as well, that he had a thorn in his side, man, a thorn in his flesh. The scriptures don't be specific what it is. It's been said, apostles and elders have mentioned it could be, mental, it could be physical, it could be anything, because the Lord could plague you with any kind of thorn. But it was something, and it's for a reason. These things that happen to us also, another thing, I'm going to read this here as well, but these things that happen to our bodies in this flesh is for a reason. Maybe, humility, basically, man, to humble you, to humble us, so humbling experiences, man. So this is 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. "And least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. there was given to me. Meaning because the Apostle Paul was given a lot of information, and the scriptures talk about information, knowledge puffing up the flesh, basically. Because it's all, when you're puffed up and proud, that's all fleshly lust, man. That's not of the spirit. Puffed up and proud is not of the spirit. It's fleshly mentality. So it says, at least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelation. Because the Apostle Paul was given a lot of information, basically. A lot of spiritual things he was given. He was a heavy man, basically. All right. So it says, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh. Yeah. So that he was given some type of ailment. The messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Yeah. So he had an ailment, and buffeted is like meaning to be like slapped and hit, basically. Least I should be exalted above measure. So he doesn't think of himself exalted, basically. Because that's what happens, man. Knowledge can exalt you. So the Lord can do things like that where, you know, he every now and then he'll bring pain in the body to remind you, listen, I'm the one controlling this. Be humble, basically. All right. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said, so he's praying unto the Lord to get rid of him. And you know, that happens to brothers, man. Like you get in pain, and then you ask the Lord, please get rid of this pain for me, man. It might be any kind of ailment you get. And then, you know, the Lord, you know, might have it where he alleviates it for a while, or has it where it's a reoccurring thing to keep you, you know, that's your lot, basically, you know. So these ailments are lots as well, man. You know, it's part of what you have to go through. All right. So, and you know, I was meditating on that, because even I was doing something as simple as a little bit of exercise, nothing crazy, just to keep a bit of movement. And I just got this crazy ass lower back strain where I was just out of commission all day yesterday. I'm only starting to move a little bit now. So I was like, this is, you know, it's the flesh, man. So anyway, I'm going to read this here. It says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Exactly, because we're made perfect in weakness, you know, because, you know, we're even, you know, the spirit of training, and, you know, there's only so much you can do in this world, bodily training, and it profits, but there's only so much. You're not going to become like an athlete of this world, you know. So we're really in a weak state, really, and that's how we're made strong in the Yahushai, because when we're in a weak state, you know, fleshly, you know, the Spirit of the Lord works with the mind, man, to help you spiritually. Because, you know, when people are in the perfect bill of health or perfect condition in this world, they're proud. They're proud, man. You know, you see people in this world with they eat all kind of abominations, and they're like fit as a fiddle, man, fit and healthy. You know, it's them demons, man. So it says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahushai may rest upon me. That's right. All right. So he glories in those pains that he's got, man. You know, he knows who he's come from, basically. You know, when we get injured, any kind of pains and ailments, you know, in this body that we're in, we know who sent it, man. You know, we know who did it. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai sent it upon us, man, for a reason. So it says, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress, for Yahushai's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. All right. So that's who the Lord deals with, really, as well, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, he deals with the weak, the ones that are looked down upon, the lowly in mind, the lowly in flesh, you know. That's who the Lord looks upon. You know, he deals with people like that. All right. So I wanted to read this one here as well. Bear with me a second. You know, I'm going to just jump straight to 2 Corinthians. Oh, I had this as well. Galatians 5 and 16. I'll read this, actually. I got two more after this. Oh, one more after this. Galatians 5 and 16. Where is it here? Bear with me a second. Galatians 5, verse 16. Galatians 5 and 16. It says, then this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the lust of the flesh lusteth against the spirit. Yeah, because fleshly ways of walking is against the Spirit of the Lord, basically, man. It's carnal, basically. And the Spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. Yeah, all the lust of the flesh, all things that you do in the flesh is all wicked, really, man. It's all wickedness when you do things in the flesh. It's not of the Spirit, man. All right? Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies. All right? These are things of the flesh, man. All right? Envying, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Lord. Exactly. So in order to inherit the kingdom of the Lord, we have to be in a spiritual mind state, man. You can't do the things written above here. That's all the fleshly mind state, man. All right. So you have to, in reality, you have to remember we have to walk in a lowly mind, man. And when we get these ailments, that also reminds you that, make sure you ain't being proud, humble yourself, So these things remind you of that too, man, because that flesh will destroy you, man. All right. So it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, and long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Yahushai's are crucified. They that are Yahushai's have crucified the flesh and the affections and the lust. Yeah, crucified the flesh, meaning what? They walking more in the Spirit than they are in the fleshly way, man. Crucifying the flesh, meaning they've given up on the fleshly lifestyle that's around us. And Lord willing, we're part of that number. And ailments is a part of that. When you get ailments, it reminds you. It's a reminder. Look, you know what you're supposed to be doing, man. All right. So it says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. And that's another thing, vain glory. We're not in this for vain glory. The Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is not about being vain and being about yourself, man. We're here to exalt the Lord. Even when we teach and the Spirit, jumps on brothers, man, it's the Lord doing that, not yourself. All right, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai doing that. So that's why we always got to remember to keep exalting him, At least we forget that. All right. So let me read this here. This is 1 Corinthians. This is the last one. I'm going to end it on this because we need to be changed, basically, man. 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. All right. 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Okay. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the power. Yeah, these bodies that we're in. Neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Yeah, because there's some brothers that are meaning we're not gonna. Some brothers that believe ain't gonna die, basically. And if we're not gonna sleep, meaning Esau ain't gonna kill us in his physical flesh. We're gonna be changed, basically, when the Lord returns. Because some brothers are gonna pass on to the spirit realm, which means they're asleep, but they're gonna come back when the Lord returns. But there's gonna be some of us that will just be delivered straight out of these bodies when the Yahweh Shai returns. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption. This body that we're in, which is corruptible, must put on incorruption. And this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to have to be changed, bro. Immortality, them everlasting, the heavenly bodies, basically. The Superman kind of bodies, basically. You're never going to get ailments, never get any strains, never weaknesses. You're just strong, man. Physically, spiritually. That's the immortal bodies, man. For this corruption must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Yeah, because when we get changed, man, we ain't gonna die no more. The dying and the pain and the fleshly pain that we feel now, the spirit's fucking with us now. That's gonna be all changed when the Lord returns. We ain't gonna die, man. Immortality means you live forever, man. So that's the benefit of, Lord willing, being delivered. That's one of the rewards, man. To finally shed these bodies, these sin bodies, basically, man. So, with that, I'm going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Shalom, shalom.